गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पता नश्चिन्वन्नोतिमिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाले नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानिभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा वेबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सेकंड सर्वत्र प्रसिद्धोपदेशात् विवक्षित गुणोपपत्तेश्च अनुपपत्तेस्तु न शारीरः कर्म कर्तृविपदेशाच्च शब्द विशेषात् स्मृतेश्च अर्भकोकस्तावत् तत्व्यपदेशाच्च न। इति चेतना न निचायत्वादेवं व्योमवच्च संभोग प्राप्तिरिति चेत् न वैशेष्यात् चराचर ग्रहणा प्रकरणाच्च गुहां प्रविष्टावात्मानो हि तद्दर्शनात् विशेषणाच्च अन्तरोपपत्तेः स्थानादिव्यपदेशाच्च सुख विशिष्टाभिधानादेव च सुख विशिष्टाभिधानादेव च Page 209 अपि च नैवात्र विवादितव्यम् किं ब्रह्म अस्मिन् वाक्ये विधीयते न वा इति सुखविशिष्टविधानादेव ब्रह्मत्वं सिद्धं सुखविशिष्टं हि ब्रह्म यद्वाक्योपक्रमे प्रक्रान्तं प्राणो ब्रह्म कं ब्रह्म इति तदेव इह अभिहितं प्रकृतपरिग्रहस्य न्यायत्वात् आचार्यस्तु ते गतिं वक्ता इति च गतिमात्राभिधानप्रतिज्ञानात् कथं पुनः वाक्योपक्रमे सुखविशिष्टं ब्रह्म विज्ञायते इति उच्यते प्राणो ब्रह्म कं ब्रह्म इति एतदग्नीनां वचनं श्रुत्वा उपकोसलो उवाच विजानामि अहं यत्प्राणो ब्रह्म कं च तु खं च न विजानामि इति तत्रदं प्रतिवचनं यद्वावकं तदेव कं यदेव कं तदेव कम् इति तत्र खं शब्दो भूताकाशे निरूढो लोके यदि तस्य विशेषणत्वेन खं शब्दः सुखवाची नोपदीयेत तथा सति केवले भूताकाशे ब्रह्म शब्दो नामादिषु एव प्रतीकाभिप्रायेण प्रयुक्तः इति प्रतीति स्यात्। तथा कं शब्दस्य विषय इंद्रिय संपर्क जनिते सामये सुखे प्रसिद्धत्वा यदि तस्य खं शब्दः विशेषणत्वेन नोपादीयेत लौकिकं सुखं ब्रह्मेति प्रतीति स्यात्। इतरेतर विशेषितौ तु कं खं शब्दौ सुखात्मकं ब्रह्म गमयतः तत्र द्वितीये ब्रह्म शब्दे अनुपादीयमाने कं खं ब्रह्म इति एव उच्यमाने कं शब्दस्य विशेषणत्वेन उपयुक्तत्वात् सुखस्य गुणस्य अध्येयत्वं स्यात्। अन्माभूत् इति उभयोः कं खं शब्दयोः ब्रह्म शब्दशिरस्त्वं कं ब्रह्म इष्टं हि सुखस्यापि गुणस्य गुणिवध्येयत्वं तदेवं वाक्योपक्रमे सुखविशिष्टं ब्रह्मोपदिष्टं प्रत्येकं च गार्हपत्यादयः अग्नयः स्वं स्वं महिमानमुपदिश्य ईशा सौम्य तस्मद्विद्यात्मविद्या च इति उपसंहरन्तः पूर्वत्र ब्रह्म निर्दिष्टमिति ज्ञापयन्ति। आचार्यस्तु ते गतिं वक्ता इति च गतिमात्रा विधानप्रतिज्ञानम् अर्थान्तरविवक्षां वारयति। यथा पुष्करपलाशापो न श्लिष्यन्ते एवं विधि पापं कर्म न श्लिष्यते इति च अक्षिस्थानं पुरुषं विजानतः पापेन अनुघातं ब्रुवन्नक्षिस्थानस्य पुरुषस्य ब्रह्मत्वं दर्शयति। तस्मात् प्रकृतस्यैव ब्रह्मणः अक्षिस्थानताम् संयद्वामत्पादे गुणतां च उक्त्वा हर्षिराधिकां तद्विदो गतिं वक्ष्यामीति उपक्रमते यैषो अक्षिणी पुरुषो दृश्यते एष आत्मा इति उवाच इति. We were seeing this fourth adhikaran of this second path, and in this second path the sutra are based on the mantra coming in the fourth chapter of Chandogya Upanishad. And this topic is from 10th to 15th section of the fourth chapter. The discussion point is that Satya Kamajawala told to Upakosala that you have to do the upasana of the Akshi Purush, that Purush which is in the eyes. And then about that Akshi Purush, he gave around 7-8 pointers. It is Amritam, it is Atma, it is Abhayam, it is Brahma. It is Asanga, it is Bhamani, it is Sarvartha Prakashaka. So the question arose, this Akshi Purush is what? Is it the Purush, Annarasamaya Purush? Is it Jivatma? Is it Devata? Or is it Paramatma and Brahman? This will decide what Upasana is mentioned. But one word was written which stirred everybody, that was Drishyate. In this Akshini is locative case. In this Akshini, Akshi, the Purush is seen. If the Purush is seen in the Akshi, how can the cross body be seen in the Akshi? How can the gross body be seen in the Akshi? And all the other aspects called the Jiva or the third was Devata, they are not fitting the 7 characteristics mentioned. Devata cannot have Abhayam, Jiva cannot have Amritam, body cannot be a Sangam. So these are not fitting into it. And therefore that Akshi Purush, who will be that Akshi Purush? It will be same Paramatma only. This we saw in this which sutra? 13th sutra. Antara Upapattehe. Antara Upapattehe. Upapatti means what? Logical deduction. Logical deduction. Antara Upapattehe. Antarupattehe you have heard. So Antarupatte means what? Antar means what? Within. Within. Akshi Antara Purusha. So how you had seen that? Akshi Antara Purusha Paramatma Bhavati. So this Antar Purush will be the Brahman only. How did you say like that? Upapatte. From the logical deduction I saw this part. Okay. This was the 13th sutra. Then the question was raised again that how come Paramatma, which is everywhere, he can be in the eyes? Then you saw another sutra coming out. Isthanadi Vyapadeshacha. Isthan means what? Although Brahman is not located anywhere, but for Upasana we are taking one locus. In Upasana you have to put that locus which is well known. You can't do Upasana as something which you don't know properly. You can't say I'm doing Upasana on Sanjeevani Bhuti. You have known it. No, then you cannot do that. To do Upasana, you should have known that particular thing. And because eyes you know every time, therefore it is easy to do the Upasana on the eyes. Okay. So here Isthan means what? Isthan means what? Isthan means temporary location for Upasana is called Isthan. Temporary name given, temporary form given, temporary place given. So this is the meaning of Isthan. Some temporary locus is given. It can be anything. It can be as small as a betel nut. Betel nut is also used for Gauri Ganesh in the puja. They put chandan as a on the betel nut. So this is called sthan. Vyapadeshat means what? Because they have been mentioned in the Shastram. And he quoted which one? Antaryami Brahmana or Brihadaranyaka was quoted. So Isthanadi Vyapadeshas means what? Because of the temporary attribution of name and form of Brahman in the Shastra. And Cham is because of this reason also. Oh, but we had seen it. Okay, I know I had seen it. I'm just revising it so that our line, this is called warming up. So you have to warm up the notions. Otherwise you'll be to the current. What is there? You can't just start exercise immediately in you. Some warming up. Body gets a jerk. Similarly, mind gets a jerk immediately. If you straight away come on the subject. So you have to build up. Now I'm coming to the next sutra. And this sutra is 15th sutra, I think, of this Adhikaran. Is it right? It is 15th sutra. About the Bhashya, I think I have read that Bhashya. Okay. Just a small point. Upasana is also a superimposition. And Jivat is also a superimposition. One is ignorance created erroneous superimposition. Ignorance created Agyan Arop, that is called, or Agyatva Arop is called. Like you see that I am doer, I am enjoyer, I am a man. This is the because of ignorance. But deliberate superimposition, that is deliberate superimposition of the scriptures for a purpose, that is called Gyatva Aropaha. I know that after knowing that is Arur. Like Shaligrame Vishnu Buddhi. Right? On Matari Devata Buddhi. Matari means in the mother. Pitari, in the father. Devata Buddhi. This is deliberate superimposition. Although Mata is, and Pita is only human being. But I am doing Upasana, therefore it is deliberate superimposition. Or Shivlinge, Shiv Buddhi. Okay, this is called Vipadeshat. Deliberate, scripturally ordained, purposeful superimposition. It is not an accidental, ignorance oriented. It is deliberate, ordained, not haphazard. It is ordained superimposition. Okay. And therefore Upasana should be done as per the Shastra. Don't do any Upasana. Okay. Only my Upasana is on my wife. What Upasana is this? My wife is my Devi. This Upasana is not allowed in the scriptures. Only one person could do it. That is Paramahansa. But ordinary person should not do it because this won't work. He will not have that buddhi. For the wife on the husband to have Ishwar buddhi is easier. But for the husband to have Dev buddhi, Devta buddhi in the wife is difficult. Oh, really? Yes. How come? Because that wife has more of bhav and shraddha. And Purush has more of enjoyership and sense that she is for my seva. Every mindset is different. The mindset of a husband is different than the mindset of a wife. Wife does not think that he is for my seva. I hope so. Earlier days, therefore, the ladies were not asked to do anything. Yajñapavit was not given. Yajñapavit was not given. Although some brahmachari get their Yajñapavit. Why? They got none that you saw. Huh? Because what husband will do Upasana, she will get by seva. Istri sharir is samarpan pradhan. But earlier men also had a personality that they were like Dev. They were like Devta. So it was easier to think that my husband is my God. This buddhi in the female, in the wife, was easy to have that. And therefore, as you worship Ram Murti, Krishna Murti, I'm talking of Murti, not name of somebody, Murti of Ram. Similarly, she had a live Murti of husband, whom she thought he is my God. And that Purush also, that husband also, was a very austere kind of husband. Like Kardamji you heard, that is another extreme. But Purush was expected to do a lot of Upasana, and the wife is not so much into it. She doesn't do Gayatri Mantra, but she follows everywhere. point is that for serving somebody, you have to be more austere than whom you are serving. Because he will get up 3-4 o'clock. You have to prepare for his puja before that. And therefore, Devhuti was more austere than Kardamji. And therefore, whatever you need not do another upasana for that. For wife I am talking of. Wife will do upasana of husband. So she will get up and first thing she will see, and she will not see, she will see husband's face and offer pranam. Offer namaskar to the husband, touch the feet. But that was the earlier tradition. As the time passed, the values decayed a lot. When the values decayed, the men did not have devatva in them. They lost their devatva. Drinking, shouting, screaming, anger, no schedule. Then the wife lost her upasya in the husband. To see the God in something, that person should be God-like. And then they had to come back to the upasya murtis again. Somewhere to go. If somebody is like a devata, it is easier. It's by knowledgeable people. Now, supposing husband is very well learned in the scriptures, he is great upasaka. He never has anger or he is controlled his emotions, etc. So, the wife's mind is to offer herself. She wants to offer herself totally. I don't give myself totally. I don't want to give anything for myself. This is the buddhi of the wife. But the husband should be offerable. If he shouts or he had beaten, upasya buddhi went up. Supposing you are doing upasana, Kani Devata, he comes and beats you. So you will not do upasana. When the husband no longer remain the upasyas, Pati Devata, all this, understood, no point? Which angle I am talking of? So wife also should be dedicated. And husband all should be an altar. When these two combination make, then the wife does the upasana of husband and she will get the highest fruit. But husband cannot do upasana of wife. Because that buddhi is not that she is upasya. Bhoktrutva buddhi is there. I will enjoy her seva, her. So upasana should be as per the scripture. Don't do utpatang upasana. When I am seeing God in scorpion, they'll hit you one. First see God in people, first see God in cow, first see God in something else. Use only scorpion you got. Foolish person. No, I mean Scorpio, no difference. Oh. You are Scorpio? Who is Scorpio? Nobody is Scorpio. Who are you? Huh? Leo, acha. You? Dio. Huh? Acha. Sagittarian, what is it? Dhanu Rashi. It is called, I am not familiar with all these things. I only know is cancer. What is it? Cancer, Piscian, Sagittarian, Scorpio. चलो भाई जो भी हो justice. Okay. You know your Rashi? Huh? Which one is? Huh? Oh, same. Okay, chalo. You should know. I think it depends on the solar calendar. Some joke came 1 month back when lockdown was going on. So the Rashi in the newspaper, they get all that. So for everyone it was written, you will not be able to go out of home. Coming month you will not be able to go out. People have very good sense of humor anyway. So I am saying you cannot do any upasana. And therefore deliberate, scripturally ordained, purposeful upasana. Now I am coming to the next sutra called Sukh Vishisht Abhidhanat Evacha. What is this? You will know the art of thinking. So here Bhagavan Vedavyas is giving another argument to tell that Akshi Purush is Brahma. But for this he says you have to go to the previous sections. How is it? What do you mean by that? This Upkosal Vidya is from 4.10 to 4.15. You heard that earlier also. And the Akshi Purush is the 4.15 mantras there. First mantra, 4.15.1. So just a quick recap. Because to understand this mantra, you have to understand the previous mantra. So this guru of Upkosala had left for a pilgrimage. And he was little disturbed. So he sat, and because of his tending the Agni of his guru, Agni Devata got happy. And then Agni Devata came, because 2-3 came, Karyapatak, Yavanani, and they taught him Ananta Sukha Vishishta Brahmopasana, Nityananda Sukha, Nityananda Vishishta Brahmopasana. Do don't forget this part. 4.10.4. You can see that 4.10.4. If you see 4.10.4, last line you see Prano Brahma, Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma. We saw that. So, this was given by Agni Devata. And this is called Anant Sukha Vishishta Bolo Brahmopasana. So the Upasana of Brahman endowed with the characteristic of infinite joy. अनंत सुख विशिष्ट ब्रह्मोपासना. Okay. After the teaching was over, they did not teach. They said, your Acharya will teach rest of it. Something is not great. Today there is some distortions. Don't worry. Little 5%. After teaching, they told the rest of it will be taught by your Acharya, Satyakama, and he will give the Upasana Phalam also. Okay. Acharya came back. I think you have to just set it. There is humming. Little. The Acharya came back. Who? Satyakama. So he said, he again started. He continued the teaching. And he taught what? He taught what? Brahmopasana. And the locus was Akshi Purush. So it is called Akshi Purush Brahmopasana. See the difference? The Agni taught Ananta Sukh Vishishta Brahmopasana. Please be careful. This Satyakama taught Akshi Purush Brahmopasana. And after giving the Upasana, yes, I think it is fine, thank you. After giving the Upasana, thank you, it's okay. He gave Brahmopasana Phalam. Which section? 4.15. So Brahmopasana Phalam is 4.15.5. Okay. See how much you have to know the Upanishads properly. Now, Bhagwan Vedavyasa says, Purupaksh, he said, how do you know that Satyakama told the Brahmopasana to Upakosala? How do you know that Akshi Purush is Brahman only? But in 4.10, the Agni Upasana was Brahmopasana. I can use this word, no? 4.10, 4.15. You are clear about it. So in 4.10, Agni gave the Upasana of Brahmopasana. And he said rest of it will be taught when your Acharya will come. So how can he teach something else when he already said? What the argument? Agni gave the Upasana Brahmopasana. And he said when he will come, your teacher will come, he will teach rest. So how can teacher will teach other than what was Agni was teaching there? That means the same topic will be continued. Okay. And therefore this Akshi Purush will be Brahm only because Akshi Purush Upasana is Brahmopasana. Got my point? Now the Purupaksh came. He said 1 minute. Can I ask you more questions? You can ask as many questions you can ask. How do you know that Satyakam is talking about the same topic? Just now I told you that after teaching, Agni Devata said that your Acharya will continue. Acharya te gatim vakta. The rest will be taught by your Acharya. Hence, whatever is the topic of Agni Devata, the same would be the topic of Satyakama. Okay. Now the question came up. He said, what is the topic of Agni Devata? In the 4.10, what is the topic of the 4.10? The topic was Brahmopasana only. You heard that Prano Brahma, Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma. Didn't hear? Yes, we heard that. And because the topic of Brahmopasana was there, and therefore Satyakama continued the same topic of Brahman. Okay. And therefore, in the here, Brahma word is used. How do you know Brahma word is used? Are Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma, Prano Brahma, Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma, and therefore that is a Brahma Upasana. And that is talking about the Ananta Sukham, infinite joy is talking about. So Ananta Sukham is possible only for Brahman. And therefore we had talked about Sukh Vishishta Brahma. I hope you are understanding what is the point here. Is it clear? Not clear. Very clear. I'm very, very clear. I'm very... Okay. Because if you heard, therefore I said you see 4.10 point, I think 5 I told. The Brahma word has been used. Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma. And therefore the Agni had given the Brahmopasana, not anything else. And he said your Acharya will continue. So Acharya continued the Brahmopasana. When this is always said that he will continue, that means he will continue the same thing. Not as he will start something else. And already Agni had used the Brahma word, and therefore this will be Brahmopasana only. Okay? Kam Brahma. I'll just take you to the Bhashya. Few lines I will read and not explain because I hope you will understand. Please explain it. So page 209 you see. Uchyate, last line. Sukh, shuru se le lete isme kya? I have read it. Sukh Vishisht, first line. Sukh Vishisht Abhidhana Deva Brahmatvam Siddha. Abhidhanat means instruction. The instruction has been of the Brahman which is endowed with the characteristic of joy. Sukh Vishisht Abhidhanat Eva Brahmatvam Siddham. This is proved. Okay. Sukh Vishishtam hi Brahma yad vak. Why? Because it is infinite. Prano Brahma, Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma, etc. Iti tad eva iha abhihitam. Therefore I had wrote this. Iha means? Iha means? Follow bhai? 4.15. गड़बड़ मत करो. प्रकृतम परिक सुख तब तद is for 4 point. Tad is for 4.10 and Iha is 4.50. Because he is proving that here also the Brahmopasana is mentioned. Tad eva iha abhitam. Why? Prakrit parigrahasya nyayat. When topic is continuing, the same topic will continue in the same subject. Not that all of a sudden something else will come up. And he says, Acharyastu te gatim bhakta. Rest will be told by your Acharya. Iti cha gati matra abhidhan pratigyanat. So gati matra means whatever is remaining. Whatever is remaining in this, your Acharya will tell you. Okay. Katham punah vakya upakrame sukha vishishtam brahma vigyayate. How do you know that sukha vishisht brahma is taught? Because he said, prano brahma, kam brahma, kham brahma. Iti etat agni nam vachanam shrutva upakosala ucha uvacha. Vijani aham yat prano brahma kam cha tu kham cha na vijanami. So after he heard, who? Upkosala. From whom? This Upadesh was not given by Satyagama, Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma. Please be awake. See, here I said, Iti etad agni adinam vachanam sutva upkosalu vacha. After hearing this from the Agni, good. From the Agni, Upkosal said, I know that. Agni said, what do you know? I'll burn you. So, if you say wrong thing. He said, I know Kam Brahma, but Kham Brahma I don't know. He says, Vijani ham yat prana Brahma, Kam Brahma to na, Kham Brahma na Vijanami. This Kham Brahma I don't know. Tatratam prativachanam. Then, yadvav kam tadev kham, yadev kham tadev kam. What is kam is kam, what is kham is kam. If South Indian will say, how no he will say that. Tatra kham shabdo bhutakashe niruhu loke. Well, kham means space. Like khag word is there. Khigachati. Kham word is used for the space. Remember that kham word. An aeroplane is called khagam. Because aeroplane also goes in the space. Rudi earth of khag is bird. That which is good. Kha is for a space only. Khag, khigachati. So, Rudi earth is, kha is for space. And kam is for sukh. But, see what is written here. Yadi tasya visheshanatven kam shabda sukhvachi no upadiyeta तथा सति केवल भूताकाशरे ब्रह्म शब्दो नामादिषु प्रत्येक अभिप्रायण प्रयुक्त इति प्रतीतस्यात्. Now next line is good. Only come word. Why did you use the come word? Say only come because come word is for the joy of the sense organ and sense object association. Kam shabdasya vishaya indriya sampark janites samaye sukhe. It is not samay. It is samaye. Samaye means with the time. No. Samaye means with the sorrows. Sarve bhavantu sukhina. Sarve santu. Bolo. Niramayaha. So, amay means sorrow. So, this joy with the sense organ, sense object contact is always with sorrows. It is not samay. Don't correct it. I removed one line there. No, don't correct it. It is sam. I thought it is samay. No, it is not. Only samay se sukh milta hai. No, that is not the sukh. This is samaye. Amay. Sa plus amay sukh prasiddhatvat. Everybody knows that there is a joy of the sense organ and sense object, but that is associated with the sorrows. Oh. So, what you want to say? Yadi tasya. Why kham word has been used along with kam word? Yadi tasya kham shabdo visheshanattvena no upadiyeta. If kham word was not used, this Brahma Sukh will appear as worldly joy. Therefore, along with the kham has been used. Kam word is for the joy, but kham indicates infinitude of that joy. Is it clear? If only kham was used, it would have indicated only word. It would have indicated word because the space has the property of word. Name, shabd. So, kam word has been associated with kham word to indicate, bolo, indicate, indicate the joy is with infinitude. It is niramaya sukh and not samaya sukh. Oh, इतरेतर विशेषितौ तु कम खम शब्दौ सुखात्मकम ब्रह्म गमयतः. Okay, okay. Understand, I understand. Now that is why you are working so hard. To tell that the Agni Devata who came, he gave the knowledge of which Brahma? Sukh Vishishta Brahma. Because he is giving the knowledge of infinite joy. Therefore, this knowledge is of the Sukh Vishishta Brahma. Okay. Okay. I hope this much is clear. And because Ananta Sukh is only possible with the Brahman, therefore what knowledge is given, so two reasons he gave. First, the Brahma word is used, other is Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma. Therefore, he gave the knowledge of Sukh Vishishta Brahma. Ananta Sukha Vishishta Brahmopasana. Who gave this? Agni gave. The Ananta Sukha Vishishta Agni Brahmopasana is not told by Satyakama. Because he said, same thing will be taught. Therefore, Akshi Brahmopasana, Akshi Purushupasana will be about Brahmopasana. Now come on to the word analysis. Sukh Vishisht Abhidhanad Evacha. There are two words. What are the two words? One is Sukh Vishisht Abhidhanad and Cha is another word. Now, if you see the word Sukh Vishisht Abhidhanad, this is a compound word. There are three words in that. One is Sukh, other is Vishisht, third is Abhidhanat. Sukh means Anant Sukh. And Vishisht means Sahitam, endowed with. And Abhidhanat means has been already mentioned earlier. Uktatvat. So how will you put the whole line? This Akshi Purush has already been introduced in the 10th section. Abhidhanat means already said. What? Akshi Purush has been given another name as Ananta Sukh Vishisht Brahman in the 10th section in 4.10. I hope you are clear now. The Akshi Purush has been already introduced in the 10th section as Ananta Sukh Vishisht Brahma. So same topic is continuing. Supposing I am teaching here, and I go away. I say I am going, and next Acharya is coming, he will continue. It is unintentional, he will continue the same topic. And the topic also what I have taught, that will be clear. Evancha, what about Evancha? They are conjunction. So it is joining the argument. It is joining the argument with the earlier one because of this reason. Because of this reason also. Because already Hetu is there in the Panchami, Abhidhanat. And Evcha is because of this reason also. So make the whole sentence now. Akshi Antar Purusha Brahma. You have to say first. How will you put the whole thing? Akshi Antara Purusha Brahma. This is a statement, Pratigya. What is the Hetu? Sukh Vishisht Abhidhanad Evcha. Because already this topic had been started. This topic was mentioned. That's it. This completes this sutra. You are adding these two words, supply two words, Akshi अंतर पुरुष ब्रह्म. अक्षी अंतर पुरुष ब्रह्म asti also you can say. This is subjective complement. Brahma is subjective complement. Don't add Brahma and Purush. Akshi antar Purushah Brahma asti or bhavati. You added this. Sukh Vishishta. बोलो abhidhanat evacha. Let us go to the next sutra. श्रुतोपनिषत् का गत्य विधानाच्च. No, I'll not break it. श्रुतोपनिषत् का गत्य विधानाच्च. Now let us see the general analysis. This is 16th sutra. 16th sutra. Now Purva Paksh ki. He said, I also have read the Chandogya Upanishad, 4th chapter. Oh, you also read it. I am prepared. I am well read. Don't think I am ignorant person. In the conference, many times they were using Panchadashi. If you have not read it, you will just sit quietly. Because you have not read it. So don't. He is saying Purva Paksha has come now. Objection is, he is raising an objection. He said, what is there? Well, I have my problem. What problem you have? In section 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Agni Devatas teach Upkosal. You agree? They both agree. And what you are saying? I am saying they taught Ananta Sukha Vishishta Brahmopasana. This is what you are saying. Yes. Where? In 4.10.4, Prano Brahma, Kam Brahma, Kham Brahma. I agree. Purva Paksh said. Now Purva Paksh brought another point. This way you will be interested in Chandogya also. I hope. He said, my dear Bhashakarji, in 11th, 12th section, they did not teach Brahmopasana. They taught Agni Upasana. Well, what? I am also coming after. I have done my homework. I don't ask without doing homework. I am well prepared. I have read all the Upanishads properly. 10th section, I agree, Brahmopasana is said. But 11th, 12th section, they have told about Agni Upasana. And after telling that, they tell to Upkosala that your Acharya will come and complete the teaching. And therefore, actually speaking, as a matter of fact, 2 upasanas were mentioned by this Agni Dev. One is Brahmopasana, other is Agni Upasana. Now teacher comes and this teacher gives the Akshi Purush Upasana. So there are 2 possibilities. Either he is continuing Brahmopasana or he is continuing Agni Upasana. Acha, you have read quite a bit. Yes, I am not like that. I am claiming, Purva Paksh, that he continued Agni Upasana and not Brahmopasana. Why should you say that Purush in the eyes is the Brahman? So what you are claiming? I claim that he continued with the Agni Upasana and not with the Brahma Upasana. Supposing iti chet, if I say like that, then how do you prove that Brahma Upasana is mentioned? They said, Acha. He said, see, there are 2-3 clues are there. One clue is the sutra. Other 2 clues I will give you. Clue understand, no? Huh? What? Some hint or some fact through which you can derive to the conclusion. Only what clue is there? My clue is number 1 clue. What is the clues there? First clue is that Acharya comes back and says to Upagosala. Which Acharya? Well, I won't say anything. I'll keep quiet. Whatever I say, I get it wrong only. Acharya is Upagosala. Satyakama. So Satyakama came back. And he, after coming that, you know what he said? What he said? After coming back, what he said? Who will say? Good. He didn't start the discourse immediately. He said, where from you have learned something? Or you have done some upasana or heard something. There is an extra glow on your face. I remember this, it was said. Even before the teaching. And then he says, this glow is of Brahmopasak. Get the point here. Brahmavidah teja, he uses the word. He didn't say you have a tej of Agni Upasak. Oh, well, how much they know? I don't know anything. Oh, now you discovered. Oh. खूब पढ़ो आप. See, 14th section you open. Enjoy. Vedo nityam adhiyatam. Every day you should hear Vedanta. See, second mantra of 14th section. Bhagava iti, mila? Bhagava itiha patis prati sushrava Brahmavida iva somyate mukham bhati. So Brahmavida is 6th case here. Brahmavida iva te mukham bhati. Your face is like of Brahmavit, not of Agnivit. Here Brahmavit means Brahmupasak. Bhashyakar got this point. This is the clue. He is saying by that means he had done Brahmopasana, therefore he had a tej of Brahma. Bole, Agni Upasana is another tej. Yes, everybody has different tej. Those who are rich person, they have another tej. You can make from the face he is a rich person. Most of the time. Those who have talent, singing, dancing, they have another stage on their face. Those who are school, college teachers, professors, they have another stage. Everybody's stage is different. Oh, I never noticed that. Okay. Those who speak the fact, true, living a very noble life, they have another stage. Those are very surrendered personalities. Bhakti, they have another stage. So he is saying Brahma Tej is there, Brahma Vidaha Tej Mukham. Your face is like the one who has done Brahma Upasana, not Agni Upasana. And therefore, I am going to teach you that Upasana now. I am continuing that Upasana which you have already done. So, continuation is of the, not of the teaching only, but continuation is that part of the teaching of which Upasana Upkosal has done. That means when the lecture was being given, he already did Upasana. Or in the time he had, he would have done Upasana. Maybe Agni Devata was coming for some time, going, and again he was doing Upasana. This is the first clue. Tomorrow I won't tell everything. Second clue is, what is the second clue? He also indicated phalam. That if a person doing such a Upasana, which I would deliberately talk, people will be free from all papas. Papas, fathers? Oh, nahi ji. Okay, papani. So they will be free from all sins. Why you mix Sanskrit and English then? You say papas. They will be free from all sins. Well, where is it written? Can you tell that? Where is it written? Yes, I will tell that. Why not? I will tell that. Same section you see. 14th section. 3rd mantra. See, it is written. Te tad vakshyami. Yatha pushkar palasha apo nashlishyante. I am going to tell. Apo nashlishyante evam vidhi papam karm nashlishyante. Mila? I am going to tell that Upasana through which all sins will be not attached to you, like the lotus leaf is not attached to the water. This is the second clue. This fruit is not possible by Agni Upasana. Because Agni Upasana is limited Upasana. Limited Upasana will give you limited fruit. But Upasana of Brahman will give you unlimited fruit. This is the second clue. And third clue. What is the third clue? Third clue is given by the Vedvyas Bhagavan. Shruto Upanishad Gatya Vidhanach. If you see the fruit which he has given, Satyakama has given the fruit in the 6th mantra of 15th khand. And that fruit he is saying, Sa enan Brahma gamayati Esha deva patho Brahma patha etena pratipadyamana Sa enan Brahma gamayati. This enan word, don't say what is enan now. बोलो भाई एनान कहाँ से आ गया? हाँ? कीर्ति था? एनान? हाँ, which etal? How? एषः एतौ? हाँ, हाँ चलो बच गए. So she is thinking I should not ask me. Tighten your pronouns. Try to polish yourself every day. Take small word. Give 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Don't be satisfied with what you know. It is coming here. Sa enan Brahma gamayati. So this Brahma, to this seeker, he takes to this upasana, takes to Brahma. Here Brahma is Brahmalok. So Brahmalok Prapti is the fruit. Only by Brahmopasana you can go get Brahmalok Prapti. Agni Upasana will not give you Brahmalok Prapti. So this is for 4.15.5. 3 clues he gave. Who gave? Wait, who gave? Bhashyakar, good. I thought you will say Satyakama. Actually, 2 clues he gave. One he took from the Ved Vyas Bhagwan. Now on this clue, third one, Ved Vyasji will not tell about this in the 16th Sutra, which we are going to see tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.